What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. The last Geeks and Gamers Daily of the week. Thank God. But we're finally here. The week is over. The week of Superman. And Jay, he saw the movie.
I did.
So he can talk about it. We'll get into that a little bit. I don't know his thoughts yet. I told him not to tell me because we wanted to discuss it here.
Shut up. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I'm like, do you see the movie? He's like, yeah. And then he started talking. I'm like, no. Save it for the show. Don't want to hear that shit right now. we've got other Superman news as well. Black Superman news, which is really funny that it came out, but we can talk about that stuff as well.
Man,
you didn't want Black Superman?
I can't believe that's real. I actually didn't hear about it. I saw the thumbnail because I've been packing and getting ready to go to Toronto later today. And I was like, what? And so then I kind of looked it up and I was like, J.J. Abrams was going to direct a Black Superman movie?
Bro, that got announced like 4 years ago.
What?
Or something.
At the peak of diversity hire and all that stuff?
I remember videos about, because Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote the script and he is a massive fucking activist. That's the dude who wrote in a book about how he looked at the first responders during 9/11 like they weren't even human, like they were animals who could kill him without a second thought and like weird shit. Yeah, it calls Trump white supremacist, like that type of dude. He was the guy that was set to write. I remember making videos about that way back in the day. And
wow.
Look, there is a Black Superman in a different Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal played him, didn't he?
However, the idea that should be a focal point for you is wild. That should be something that you do maybe 10 years into whatever universe you're building as an aside story after you have your established Superman, after all of this stuff. Then you can maybe think about considering doing something like that.
What's it called? Man of Steel? Or am I like way off here? Like, didn't Shaquille O'Neal play him?
If you're talking about the superhero character Steel, like John Henry Irons, like that's a different thing that we're talking about. We're talking about on a different world, right? On a different Earth, right? Multiverse, blah blah, all that stuff. We're talking about on a different Earth. You do have, I think, one or two actual named instances of like Black Superman on those planets. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Whatever makes you happy.
I see some people putting Man of Steel in there, spelled differently. That's interesting. But yeah. Well, you know what, Jay? I needed a Black Superman thumbnail. I needed a Black Superman thumbnail for the video today. And I was like, looking, do my Google search. I'm like, I don't really see anything. I don't want to use like a comic book image. Just give me something else. So you know what I used?
What?
I used AI. And speaking of, I used Venice AI. And here's a couple words from them right now before we get into the rest of the show. With the huge advancements of AI, it's become a massive part of so many people's day-to-day lives. And with that comes its own concerns. Did you know that Sam Altman recently said that ChatGPT can now reference all your past conversations? Is that something that everyone's comfortable with, in AI having complete and total knowledge and memory of all of your thoughts, all your business ideas, all these questions that you may or may not want to ask it? And more importantly, what are they doing with that information? Sam Altman said that ChatGPT will get to know more about your life. ChatGPT is the former director of the NSA sitting on the board. Alexa listens to you and recommends products based on your conversations. Well, Venice.ai lets you use AI without handing over your sensitive information. Venice utilizes leading open source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. There's no downloads, no installation, or anything. They don't spy on you or censor the AI. Messages are encrypted, and your conversation history is only stored in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but we shouldn't need to give up privacy to use it. The Venice Pro plan unlocks the full platform features, including PDF uploads for summaries or insights, the ability to turn off safe mode for unhindered image generation, and the ability to change how Venice interacts with you by modifying the system prompt, limitless text, and high image limits. If you want to use AI without fear of handing over your most intimate thoughts to a corporation or the government, you can get 20% off on a pro plan using my link, venice.ai/GG, or use code GG. Again, that's venice.ai/GG and use code GG for 20% off a pro plan today. There you go. Thank you to Venice AI. Link in the description. But yeah, I was like, you know what? It's a perfect, appropriate time for me to use it when I need to make the thumbnail of Black Superman. But speaking of not Black Superman, Jay, you finally watched Superman.
I did.
It feels like you're about 3 days late on it, even though you went opening day, technically. Not even opening day, Thursday previews.
Holy
but it does
crap,
seem like
man.
everyone has seen it already.
I will say this: the best part of Superman is all the people fighting online. For me, that's a little more entertaining than the actual movie. I can't believe how triggered people are getting over this film. If you didn't like the film, you're just a hate grifter. If you like the film, you're just a shill. It's back and forth, man. If you don't believe what I believe, if you don't like it because I like it, you're a bad person. It is just some crazy fighting out there over this Superman film. And I went to see for myself what all the hubbub was about. And I just gave it a 5 out of 10. I everything that we talked about before we went into the film, it was just exactly what you said. This is made for a TikTok generation. I think it just went too fast. It's definitely geared towards a younger audience, not me. And I kind of left the film like, okay, that's it. Nothing shocking. But I will say this, man, I'm afraid, like, I don't want to spoil anything because I know how I have a big mouth. The setup for Supergirl is, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was really thrown in there at the end, huh?
I only imagine how that's gonna be. So, you know,
we will do our best to we will do our best for to avoid spoilers, right? We'll do our best to avoid spoilers because obviously a lot of people still haven't had an opportunity to see it, and probably a lot of people in here really want to make their mind up and not spoil it. But you know, you are correct about what's going on online, and it's very funny, right? We have always had arguments about these characters and the interpretations and the adaptations. Like, this is always how it's been. We've always had arguments. However, I said before, I think it's going to be very divisive, and it really is. It is very much so. And there are people that are getting very emotional about the entire thing.
Yeah,
like extremely emotional. People who criticize one side, whether it be like Disney Star Wars fans or whether Snyder, but people who criticize those people for the way they act about their movies, and then turn around and do the same exact thing on the other end when it's something that they like that some other people don't like behaving exactly the same way. It's interesting to see. But, you know, I do think that this is a conversation about the movie itself, the interpretation of these characters, the filmmaking, the story, all of that stuff, as opposed to being like overly political agenda, even though that was a discussion point before we got into the movie because of headlines, because of interviews, because of, well, it's based on this, it's all about politics, it is a political story. That shit really wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
And the small bits that you could point to be like, there it is, it's so fucking shallow that it's inconsequential. But I think that it being shallow that's one of the main reasons that I really didn't like the movie. You know what I mean?
I just think it is exactly what you said, like swipe up to the next scene, like with TikTok. Here we go. Fast swipe ups, fast swipe up. And I thought for sure, like, if they made I'm not I'm trying not to spoil it. I'm glad they made I don't know, the treatment of the Kent family was good for me, so I appreciate that. The treatment of his real family was something. The villains were
what they did to Jor-El
really
is like wild to me.
So,
like what they did to Superman, like That is shocking
was
to me.
Great.
And I love the cope where it's like, oh, well, they're going to reveal in another thing that wasn't really good. What are you talking about? They're going to reveal in 3 years from now when they make another movie, they're going to reveal that, this plot point wasn't real. Like, it's so stupid. So stupid.
I don't think so. Even Mr. Terrific said it's real. So,
Yeah, that shit's real. They ain't going to confirm it if it ain't good, if it ain't right. How'd you like Mr. Terrific? I liked him in the movie.
I thought he was great. I don't know
about great. I liked him in the movie. Yeah.
There were some things that I thought, again, like I thought it was good. It seemed very Marvel goofy for a Superman film. That's all. The jokes, it's like you said, they got really serious and then they tried to like cap it with a joke, and it just didn't land that good. My theater was full. Like every seat was filled. Everybody had Superman shirts on, but there wasn't a peep, which is crazy because I had more fan interaction during Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, than this film. I don't know if people were just tired from walking the theme park all day and then went to see the movie because I saw it at Universal Studios. But it was it was just kind of very shallow, Not even a clap at the end. Actually, it was a groan when the end scene with the dog. So, and the person that comes to pick up the dog. It was just kind of like, is that where we're heading with the next film? I'm trying not to spoil it. I don't know, respecting Ryan's wishes, but it's
we will look, guys. We will talk about spoilers after the weekend when we do daily on like Monday and Tuesday. It's the opening day of the movie, opening Thursday. This is an FNT. We're not going to do it. So we will spoil the fuck out of it on FNT. Just fair warning for anybody that wants to watch FNT, because that's really the only way we can talk about things on there.
I spoiled it yesterday on my live review. So if you wanted to see it, but listen, my thing is, if you liked it, that's cool. If you hate it, that's cool. Whatever. It doesn't affect me. I wasn't emotionally invested. It didn't excite me. Like, for some reason, the Thanos run in Marvel, I was excited to see the next film, even if it was a bad film, right? Not all those films are like home runs, but it was kind of cool. Like, I wanted to keep the story going and see where they were going next. So this is like, I know like Supergirl is the next movie, and it's kind of like, okay, doesn't really have the same effect. But I thought it was goofy Marvel trying to make jokes. I guess this isn't really a spoiler. They try to make it like poetic. I guess at the beginning they were like 3 million years ago this happened, and 300,000 years ago this happened, and 3 years ago this happened, and 3 days ago this happened, and then 3 minutes ago this happened. Like, I was like, okay, they were just trying, for whatever reason, they did it that at the very beginning. And the very first scene, Superman's beat up. Like, that's
one of my things with
the whole film.
One of my things with the movie that's kind of one of the ways that when I go into movies and watch them and I don't really like them or whatever, I still see things that I like or think could have been done to like make me like the movie better and shit. For me, because you're right. You get the little wall of text that describes a little bit of backstory, and then you have the opening sequence of the movie, which this isn't a spoiler. We all knew this. When he crashes after getting defeated, he crashes in the snow and calls crypto and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would have been really nice instead of this world where it seems like not a lot of like his contemporaries don't really take Superman very seriously. Yeah. His dog doesn't take him seriously. Sometimes Lois doesn't really take him seriously. That stuff's frustrating. But because so much of the plot revolves around, Lex Luthor, social media, the way people reacting to him, controversy over his actions, because so much of the plot revolves around that, I really think that for me, I think that I could have used about 10 or 15 minutes like to start the movie where you see Superman in all his glory, where you see Superman that every single person loves him, where you see Superman where he's not going through this traumatic shit, where you see Superman at his peak type of thing. before you introduce this thing where he gets defeated for the first time, where he is fed up with social media stuff about him. I think that would have, I think it would have been very valuable to see that in the first, 10 or 15 minutes. I think I would have enjoyed the movie a little more if I saw that.
Lex Luthor is the master of cancel culture.
He is,
and he lays out the entire blueprint and hires the right things for the job to cancel anyone he feels needs to be canceled. So that was something.
Yeah.
The villain reveal at the end, I won't spoil it. It was just, I was kind of like,
it was telegraphed the whole time. So
yeah.
there are leaks out there about Ultraman, about stuff like that.
It was like
leaked for a long time. But again, the spin, the twist, it was revealed to you basically in the first 15 minutes. And it was not like a little crumb they left. It's like, okay, obviously that's who this is. Oh, okay. Got it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't hate the movie. There are people that
I can spoil this part. It's like the robots, man. The robots, he calls them by their number. Hey, number 4. Hey, number 12. And he asked them like emotional, I guess, questions. And they're like, I don't know why you would ask us emotional questions. We don't care. We don't have emotion.
We don't have the capacity to care.
Why don't you give me a name? Yeah, they're like, can you give me a name? Gary's a name. And Superman's like, all right, I will call you Gary.
Gary got a call out basically because that was like the most lame name they could think about. Like
we have no emotional attachments on anything. We don't care if you live or die because we're robots. But can I get a name? Can you call me something like Gary? And they're like, okay, we'll call you Gary.
Yeah. Gary.
I was like, okay. That was something.
I view it like I think it's intended to be a super fun, don't think about it type of movie.
It's for a younger audience. It really is.
And women.
It's for I'm saying it's for a younger audience. It's for every family that has a dog they never trained. They'll all get those jokes. They have an untrainable dog at home that just jumps on everything and does whatever it wants when you're trying to make it sit. Like those people will love this film because they're like, I can relate to that. So,
I like Crypto. If Crypto would have been at about 20, like back it way off, like 80% less of Crypto in the movie, I would have probably really liked him. There was just a lot of Crypto throughout the whole movie, And I think kids are gonna love that shit.
Yeah,
I think women are gonna love that shit.
Absolutely.
I think families will overall enjoy this movie.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. It just was like, it wasn't, I just didn't leave like, holy crap. I got to watch that again. I actually enjoyed, please don't take movie reviews from me of all people. Listen to Ryan. I actually enjoyed Jurassic Park better. I had a better experience watching Jurassic Park with people cheering and clapping and screaming and all that stuff. So that's just me. I'm just saying, like, listen, I like Avatar, so don't take any advice from me. So
I actually did as well for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Look at that.
But I think we talked about this yesterday, how your expectations are different going into different movies, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Like if I walk in there to watch Despicable Me 4, I have a certain level of expectations for what I'm going to get. If I walk into, at this point in the franchise history, 7 films in or whatever it is for Jurassic movies, I have a certain kind of expectation for what I'm going to get going in. And I feel like my expectations for a Superman movie might be elevated more than some other people's are when it comes to that. And I said it before, I think there's something endearing and sweet for lack of a better term for that, of David Corenswet's Superman, of his desire to always do the right thing and save everybody and stuff, and seeing these things of him flying around and saving so many people. I think that is good, and I like that. But for me, it needed to be balanced a little bit more, not quite as goofy and shit like that constantly. And it needed to be balanced a little bit with some stoicism and some seriousness at times. Because people can all point, go back to, Justice League Unlimited, and all that stuff. And as much as there are those, Boy Scout type of things and slightly little quirky things, there's also a serious tone to elements of the character. And I felt like they needed more of a balance for this. It felt like a massive overcorrection from criticisms for some previous entries. Also, yeah, I watched Superman Returns yesterday for the first time in for the first time in a long time. And I think that the end drags on quite a bit, and after the Kryptonite Island destruction stuff, there's portions of that I think just drag on and on and on. Overall, I had a better time watching Superman Returns than I did James Gunn's Superman, just to be honest. And it's the first time I've watched that in a long time.
That's I guess that's when I went into, it's like, this is the kickoff, like maybe a 10-year franchise of DC. So I was expecting it to be probably a lot higher than what it was. So to make me excited to want to come back and even watch some of the characters that they might make movies with that are lesser known, like that's how it was for me. That's how it was with Marvel. It was like after that first Iron Man film, I was like, I'm ready, man. Let's do this. Then they did Captain America, and they just started in going in, and then they dropped Guardians of the Galaxy, which a lot of people don't know who they are in Marvel, but yet it hooked, and they all the way to Endgame. They thought they did a great job. Ant-Man, not everybody liked everything, but I enjoyed that journey. Does that make sense? Like I just enjoyed that journey that we got with the Thanos run of Marvel. So
you were invested.
I was very invested. Would
you have liked it better if they had included Aubrey Plaza's Lady Death, and that the entire point of the movie was Thanos just focusing on bending her over, taking out his big purple dick and fucking her? That was the whole point of the saga.
I don't know if they had wrote it correctly. Maybe the comic book accurate Thanos wasn't into balance, just into a woman.
Yeah, he was trying to court death, and he felt the best way to do it was by killing a bunch of people. So
Yeah, hey, I mean, look, it is what it is. What we got. I am just kind of shocked at the online talk about Superman and how crazy divisive it is with people, and how people are just yelling at each other, and it's kind of funny, honestly. It's kind of funny that people are getting that triggered over a Superman film. But I mean, I guess that's what they're passionate about.
Yeah, look, there's some people that have been like shilling for this movie for a very long time.
Yeah,
who are getting hyper defensive about anyone saying that they don't like it, which is weird. But some people have a pattern of doing that. It is what it is. Young Staub for 5. Rumor is Bella Potato is in talks for X-Men, and Pedro Pascal's sister wants to play Jean Grey. I hope they do it. It'll flop hard. The Bella Ramsey stuff, I think that is mostly scooper bullshit, because people know that that people hate Bella Ramsey, and that will generate clicks and people being pissed off. That's what that rumor feels like to me. But yeah, Pedro Pascal's brother, who now identifies as Pedro Pascal's sister, did say that he would like to play Jean Grey. Lux Pascal. Is that a no from you?
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one.
Over on the Rumble side, Waffle Master. For $5, you put a minor spoiler. I will try to adjust it so we're not spoilery. James Gunn. This Superman is an allegory for undocumented immigration. Also, James Gunn makes Superman's real parents tell him yes. That isn't the best allegory for just letting anybody into the country. I'll just be honest with you. Not the best one. Derek PG Beller, watching Superman tonight in IMAX with the kids. Generally, no idea how I feel about it, but everything suggests my kids will love it, especially as an IMAX experience.
They probably will.
Bro, I wouldn't pay IMAX money to take your kids there. They're not going to appreciate it. Don't waste that fucking money.
Get him the crypto popcorn bucket instead.
I went to Regal. They had they did have a crypto bucket. It looked kind of dumb. They also had like a Superman Fortress of Solitude ice bucket. And I was like, nah.
We had the crypto dog bowl popcorn bucket. That's what they were selling. I guess you could take it home and give it to your dog when you're done using it. I didn't see anybody pour their drink in there and
you could eat your cereal out of it.
Yeah. Not me, man.
Speaking of Magic Spoon, no, I'm just kidding. Only one ad read. Only one.
I use a big old salad bowl, man, for my cereal. I don't use one of them little. I got to dump half the box in my cereal if I'm going to eat it.
Nah, I don't need that shit. Alex McCarthy for 2. Super Fry J, Meta PC, RK Outpost, or Drunk 3PO. It is Super Fry J. D's Webos for 5. Superman sucked. It was Superman version of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Goofy as fuck. It's funny, but look, here's why I say I do think that kids will like, if you take your family, even if you hate it, your kids will probably just enjoy this goofy ass movie, because I fucking loved those movies when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I really did. Wasp for 5. Can we have a black SpongeBob SquarePants?
Maybe.
Black SpongeBob. Well, Black Patrick. Madney for 2. J ads win.
Y'all don't want to see that.
Why isn't there a call for Jeremy to fucking do them?
Yeah, right. It's his channel.
They wouldn't get fucking done.
Yeah. I wouldn't pre-record it. I'd just be like, let's see how bad we can mess this up. We'll just do it live. We'll do it live.
Vlad the Man for 199. Hello. Do you like Super Gay Man? Thanks. John Ease for 199. Jay has a big black mouth.
Really?
Wow. Ryan Charlton, spoil away, guys. Thomas,
we'll respect the first weekend, like you said, right?
Yeah, we'll have a little respect out there. But we'll talk in depth about it. Actually, maybe I could say it now. You know what? I will. As much as I despise Jeremy, and not being with him on daily is great, on occasion we do have to stream together, and I think that's going to be Monday. Me and Jeremy getting the gang back together again for a Monday Geeks and Gamers Daily.
Thunderous
Jay's
applause.
abandoning me.
I'll be in Toronto.
Yeah, Jay's abandoning me. He'll be in another country, so
it'll be me and Jeremy. We'll be very happy to hear that.
Yeah. And he fucking hates the movie, bro. I was shocked by that.
Yeah.
Because with this super fast paced, just kind of fun, goofy thing, I'm like, man, it seems right up Jeremy's alley, you know? But no, he despises it, which I found shocking. Thomas Whited, hey Daily, hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm at Fanboy Expo waiting to get it. Rocking the Welcome to the Rebellion shirt. Enjoy Toronto, Jay.
Yo, thank you, man. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to the Transformers convention or Comic-Con. Sorry, not convention. So I'll be there for the weekend. And then I'm going to California. Canada's Wonderland. Sorry. Canada's Wonderland on Monday, the theme park. They invited me out. This would be fun.
Sola Felix for 2. Spoil this trash. No one cares. I think some people do. Shadow Saiyan for 10. Do you know James Gunn directed Superman? I'm glad the movie told me 3 times. Warbrayer for 199. You two are Pinky in the brain of G&G. Narf.
It's not the first time I think you've said that to us.
I understand that reference at least. Tobias for 5. Spoiler for this month's Fireside Chat, but with the conversation about what movies need, what do you two think makes a movie good on a personal level? Like, why is your favorite movie your favorite? I tend to look, everything's going to be different, right? for the most part, I like when movies take themselves seriously in general, right? That doesn't mean that I don't love, comedies and things like that. But, one of my outside of genre movies and stuff like that, one of my favorite movies is The Departed. Like if I'm talking outside of Star Wars and franchise type of experiences like that, just a straight up movie, that's one of my favorites. And to me, even though there's some jokes and humor that work with some of those characters in there, but to me, that's a movie that takes itself very seriously and a couple good twists in it and stuff like that. And putting some characters in uncomfortable situations that tests their morality, like things like that.
Mine is like Shawshank Redemption.
That's your favorite movie?
Like outside of like the genre stuff, like I mean Indiana Jones, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Back to the Future, things like that. Those are like given. But if I were to pull one out of that genre, it would be like Shawshank Redemption.
Jay, we got to get you to pronounce genre the correct way.
Genre? How did I say it?
You put a D in it, bro.
Genre. Holy freak.
You say genre.
Oh, sorry. It's been a day, man. It's been a day.
What? It hasn't been a day. That's how every fucking time you say the word, that's how you say it. So it's been a couple years.
It's been a couple years. Genre. I don't think anyone's ever taken the time to stop me and correct me with that word. That's all. You know what other movie I really like is Red Dragon. You remember that movie?
Yes.
That movie was great.
I really like Red Dragon.
I do
there
too.
Are some people that don't.
I really like Red Dragon a lot.
That was a fairly... I feel like when it came out, it was a little divisive, but I really like Red Dragon.
Kind of threw that one out there.
Damn it, I meant conversation, not conservation. I think I probably just corrected it in my head, but I should have made fun of you. Sorry, Tobias. Ministry of Wrong Things. Superman is an immigrant story. Superman sent to corrupt, conquer, and take women of another nation. What the fuck were they implying? Maximus for 199. Shit talker.
I love that super chat. Send it every time we're live.
Why do you like it so
Ryan
much?
Stop saying it like that.
You know why I say it like that?
Because you have your Ryan YouTube voice. It's like super chat, boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden it's Shotake. It's just so out of character. It's funny. I think it's funny. I need a good laugh.
It's from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Shadows, the weird retarded bitch. That's what it's from. All right, let's see. I think we have the preview numbers for Superman. Let me Superman box office preview. If I can find that shit. Oops, I meant to type that into here, not there.
It seems like it might be going up.
Let's see.
As far, I think it was like at 22 million for the early preview.
I think it's right around 22.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah, I want to actually find it
because there's just 21 million.
It was supposed to be 21 plus million. It's at 22 million now. Here, I think I have it.
So it's been up.
So obviously all eyes are on this Superman box office. We talked about it pretty extensively yesterday, fairly extensively. And here we have Superman soaring to 22 million plus in previews, best year to date and record for James Gunn, higher than Barbie. Well, it is higher than Barbie. Obviously, superhero movie previews are typically massive compared to other type of normal previews, but that is slightly higher than Barbie. It's about $1 million higher than The Batman as well when you look at these previews. Now, keep in mind, both The Batman and Superman had Tuesday previews before they had Thursday previews, the early screening, stuff like that. I think The Batman made $4 million on Tuesday. Superman made $2.8 million on Tuesday. Thursday, Superman is higher than The Batman. I saw a lot of people talking about, I even saw this as well, people being like, wow, that's way higher than Man of Steel. That is correct. That preview is way higher than Man of Steel. Something to keep in mind when it comes to comparing preview numbers for things that released 10 plus years ago. If you remember this, Jay, previews used to be a very different thing. We used to have Friday midnight openings.
Yes.
And then about 12, 13 years ago, they started to do 10 p.m. previews on Thursday and then 9 p.m. previews on Thursday. I think Man of Steel, it was 10 p.m. previews. Now you're up to fucking 2 p.m. previews.
Yeah,
with a lot
that's
of
when I went.
stuff.
I saw 2 o'clock.
Yes, the Thursday opening days, obviously, or the Thursday previews are obviously hugely expanded from things that came out a while ago. But that is a solid number, and it's a number that they need to have. We talked about this. I said that I thought those projections, the $100 million, I thought those were super low. I thought it would come in around 130-ish. And if it's tracking similar to the Batman, that probably does mean that'll end up where it is. There could be more walk-up business for this than the Batman. I don't think the Batman is a super like kid-friendly movie, whereas I think Superman will be.
Yes.
But internationally, there's still some problems. A couple places in Europe, it's actually second to Jurassic World, even with its opening, and it's projected to get less in opening weekend. Europe and Asia, very soft box office. Latin America, doing very well. But, I mean, good news for James Gunn's Superman, $22 million in previews. They need this to be huge, despite what they're saying.
Yes.
You saw this article the other day from Wall Street Journal.
Here's the goal, 500 million globally. Boy, they put that low, didn't they?
That is so fucking wild. Warner Brothers' goal was to gross over 500 million globally. Just want to put this in perspective. If it makes $500 million, it is a catastrophic, monumental fucking failure that will lose a fuck ton of money for them. This is the same, again, this is the same type of energy as Marvel saying Captain America Brave New World only cost $180 million and the break even is $425 million. Nobody believes that. No one should believe that. They spent well over $300 million on that movie. Superman spent well over $300 million on their movie. And they also spent $200 million marketing the movie.
Yeah.
So if your break even is at a minimum somewhere above 800 million, stop it with these fucking talking points, bro. I'm sure people will repeat it because people are dumb. But if it makes 500 million, that is a massive disaster.
You know what? Is that going to be the new norm? It's like, they're just going to have the directors come out and be like, well, the goal is to make 300 million. So if we do that, then we're winning. I also love the fact that when people try to do movie numbers, like budget numbers, they oftentimes forget to add that the theater's got to get paid too. So just because it made like a few million, like whatever million, like people forget that some of that money goes to the movie theater. And like the percentage changes every weekend, I believe, for as long as it's in the theater. I was reading, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I was reading like the movie gets the most the opening weekend, and then it slowly tapers down as the theater collects more money for each weekend that it's out there.
Yes, so, typically opening weekend, the studios will get the biggest portion, percentage of the cuts, and then as it's released, as it's winding down, they get less and less.
Right.
But also it's going to be different depending on country, right? Here in the United States, the average over the totality of the lifespan of the movie, the studios, depending on the studio, can keep between 55 to 60%, right? Depending on what deal they work out and how front loaded it is, stuff like that. Internationally, it's closer to 43% that the studio gets to keep. In China, studios only see about 25% of money for movies that are released in Chinese theaters. So overall, right, everything's going to depend on when it made the money, how it made the money, where it made the money, all this shit. General rule of thumb is the studios get to keep around half, right, based on these worldwide releases, around half of the money that they make at the box office.
Right.
Certainly that can be different if you have a movie that does $300-400 million in China. You probably need to tweak the way that you're looking about that because they get to keep so little of it. But in general, that's the case. So when you claim you spend $225 million, they spent more than that, but let's take them at their word. And then they also admit, Hollywood Reporter had that came out earlier, a $200 million marketing budget for the movie. And you have $425 million sunk into this thing, before you're making a dime back, this is a catastrophe. This is them trying to set the stage. This is them lowering expectations. This is James Gunn going out there and saying, it doesn't need to make $700 million. That's ridiculous. It needs to be big. And, it can be. There's a lot of people out there that like the movie, even though I'm not a super big fan of it. But it needs to do much better than that for it to actually be a success.
It needs rewatchability, man. People got to, they're going to need people to go back and watch it a few times. Right. For it to work, but I guess we'll see.
But this, 22 million, just slightly above the Batman. That is good news for them. We're gonna have to see how it tracks over this weekend. And my prediction was 130 million-ish domestic debut. One of the problems is those international numbers, though. If this makes 130, 135 million domestically and only $100 million internationally, that can be a problem. Like that can be a problem for them. Because right now we're all focused on domestic, and rightly so, because we're America, so fuck everybody else. Yeah. But the truth is, the international numbers are often what make these superhero movies the massive hits that they are. And if it stays around that $100 million international one, still a lot of reason to worry.
Well, something that is making a lot of money?
Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Ryan, we're only in July, not even mid-July, and Universal Studios has launched their Halloween Horror Night ticket sales. Now, they released a little teaser trailer of an upcoming house. So you haven't seen this yet. It's only like 30 seconds. Let's just, they're not really like, movie theater teaser trailers. They're about a house. So let's see what we got here.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, featuring Terrifier and more.
So they got a Terrifier house for this year, huh?
Yeah, how does that make you feel?
I haven't seen those movies.
Not much of a clown guy.
I haven't seen those movies. I do know there are some people who are deathly terrified of clowns, and I don't really know why.
So here's the thing. They released some of the tickets, right? And the ticket pricing. So let me just show you. As of right now, a single day ticket is about $82 depending on the day that you go. Now, the closer you get to Halloween or the weekends, those tickets can balloon way over $100. And some of the add-ons like the Express Pass, and I think Ryan will agree with me, the best way to do Halloween Horror Nights is have an Express Pass, because those lines, you could be waiting up to 3 hours per house. If an Express Pass will get you right in, so you're able to do all the houses at least in one night. But I want to show you something that's crazy to me, because it's July. I don't think they've sold this quickly, this fast already in the month of July. We're talking about Halloween Horror Nights opening August 29th. So here's the Halloween Horror Nights Frequent Fear Plus Pass. So this you get pretty much every single day that Halloween Horror Nights is open. It's not open Monday through Friday. It's usually open on the weekends and Monday, and then it kicks off like on a Thursday. Sometimes it opens on a Wednesday. So it's not all week. This one will gift you like up to 40 days, depending on when you buy the ticket. This starts around $300, depending on what you add. Now, if you were to add on the Express Pass, all right, I'll show you the prices. But the Express Pass has already sold out in 2 days. The Express Pass Frequent Fear. Now, I've gotten that ticket in the past.
That's
crazy. Where you can just go whenever you want, right? And like walk through the lines. You get a discount on food. Here's the other one. The Halloween Horror Nights Frequent Fear Pass. This is for this leaves out some of the Fridays and Saturdays. This one's about $250. This also, the Express Pass upgrade is also sold out. This is what that ticket cost.
Probably $1,000, yeah.
With the $950 for the frequent fear with the Express Pass. And that has sold out according to the website. Some people are saying that they might release a couple more as we get closer into next month, where you can get one with the frequent fear. Or they also might release, if you have an annual pass already, they'll let you add it on when you buy that. But almost $1,000 for people to show up. And most of these people that are buying this are locals anyway, because
well, the only reason to buy that is you're gonna go a couple times,
multiple times.
And honestly, look, I think 2 years ago I did that.
It was like $700 though, like $690.
It was around $800, I think, 2 years ago when I did it. I knew I was gonna go a couple times. It's super convenient because I think I went like 5 or 6 times, and not no wait, but basically no wait. Express Pass to me is the only way to do those haunted houses, because I ain't gonna stand in line for 2 hours to wait for a haunted house.
Right.
That's crazy that they're sold out already. That's wild.
Yeah,
but
in two days.
It's packed, dude.
Yeah.
Like they could have put them at $2,000. They probably would have sold out.
They probably would. And so that's what's, people love this thing. And I think if they keep selling out more and more, there is rumors that they might start this thing mid-August and go into the first week of November. Usually they go to the first weekend or November 1st or 2nd after Halloween. But the fact that they're even thinking about stretching it out to mid-August all the way to November, because this is like one of, if not the biggest moneymaker that they're going to have. Now, we're waiting on some of the, again, rumors are speculating that they might do a special Halloween Horror Night ticket plus an Epic Universe ticket, or you can get the tickets for both parks plus Halloween Horror Nights plus Fast Pass plus Epic Universe. They might just combo the whole thing to give packages to people that could be flying in for a week. So we're waiting to see if they're going to do that kind of ticket, which that would probably be massive as well. But also, we haven't heard if they're doing anything at Dark Universe for Epic Universe for Halloween, but they probably will. So, but we'll see. Halloween Horror Nights Express ticket Fear Pass already sold out in less than 2 days. That's amazing. That's amazing. At $950 plus tax.
Well, at least I won't be tempted to get it now.
They might open up some more, so we'll see. They might.
Jay, you want to take? I got a call coming in. You want to take over, read some of these super chats?
Sure.
All right. We ended with Shiitake. I think I deleted all of them from the start thing. So
sounds good. Thunderclap for 5. One thing's for certain: if Yellow Flash likes Superman, you know it's trash. Dang. Yellow Flash catching strays. Eternal Glory for 2. Jeremy is right. Super Love and Thunder. I could literally see why he would say that, because it's kind of goofy. Let's see. Jay-Z O'Donnell for 2. How about them Junior Mints, though? That was my only take on Superman, is that I really like getting Junior Mints when I watch movies. Other than, I would never buy them anywhere else. I don't know why. Eternal Glory for $5. But what is y'all's favorite movie snack? Do you have one that's not Junior Mints? Does anybody even like Junior Mints? Some people are like, eating Junior Mints is like putting chocolate on your toothpaste and eating that. That's what that's like. So I don't know. I kind of like Junior Mints. You're not a Junior Mints person, are you?
They're fine. I would never buy a box of them. Like, if you bought them at a movie theater and you're like, you want one? I'm like, I'll take one, but I would never buy a box of them.
Oh, it's not like eating toothpaste, right? With chocolate on it.
Well, that's how you would feel about mint.
Yeah.
Like anything mint. You know, when you go to the Olive Garden and they give you the little mints after, the little mint chocolates after, how you feel eating those? You know?
Yeah.
I like mints in general.
I unstarred the ones I think I read. So
cool. You know what that call was, Jay?
No.
I'm getting my windshield replaced today.
Yes.
Yeah, they're coming out. They got like 45 minutes before they get out here.
Mine was 2 weeks ago.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, we had the same issue. Wow.
It's wild because I'm such like a lazy fucking sack of shit. It's been like that for months and months and months.
Yeah.
And
I remember riding in that car. I was like, what the heck?
Finally, when I was at the gym yesterday, I come out to my car and there's like a little note stuck on there. And it's like a guy's business card who has like he works at a business that does the windshield replacements. I called him. He's like, that looks pretty rough, bro. You want it like, you got insurance, everything we can take care of? I'm like, yeah, I do. So we got it all set up. They're coming out to my house. But that's what it took. It took someone fucking going up and seeing my dog shit windshield and being like, hey, you gotta get
sorry for you.
Yeah. You got to get this fixed. On Rumble, Snacks for $1 says, skip the super shit and get the new Ripaverse Omnibus. More bang for your buck.
Thank you, yeah, Snacks. It's his 3-year anniversary. He dropped it today.
And also, I think I may have missed a Rumble rant from Snacks yesterday. And that was, again, a Superman spoiler. But yes, talking about Jor-El and talking about the based take for immigration. Thank you, Snacks. I'm sorry I missed that yesterday. All right. Where are we? Gunn's Superman equals UK Aloha Snack Bar immigrant story. Thank you. Eternal Glory for 5. Gunn said he looked to Bollywood for inspiration. He should have looked to Richard Donner instead. Smart review. James Gunn's Superman, aka trash fucking film, was a joke. I couldn't believe what I watched yesterday. I hope it fails. Superman wasn't Superman at all. The smart review does not like it. Bar King for Turkish 55. I personally am not going to go see either Soups or F4. Doesn't excite me one bit so far. I went and saw a friend's stage play instead. More exciting.
Like what you like.
There you go. To be honest, I feel generally the same way. I think I have had slightly more interest in Superman than I do in Fantastic Four in general. Just because I care more about like the character than I do about the Fantastic Four, even though I wasn't excited to see this version of Superman. Jay, you better ask somebody. You do kind of talk black sometimes.
Really? I think it's just my crooked teeth.
Yeah, crooked teeth don't make you pronounce shit like that. Dutch Moon Tent. Where's Ryan Johnson's trilogy, though? Still coming. You go, Jay.
Ryan, have Jay say MAGA Sandra. LOL. Jay's a cutie. Did I say it wrong?
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for calling me a cutie.
Warbrer, you two are the pinky and the brain of G&G. Narf. You already said
already?
that, but thanks. Lance, Jay loves Shawshank because of the poop pipe.
What pipe?
Taker for 5. Just saw a stream with 495 views from a channel called Blurred Force titled Ironheart Keeps Winning and the Haters Keep Crying. Sure, bruh. Oh, Black Nerd or whatever. I think I've seen those people before. I'm not surprised they love the show.
Good for them.
T-Dog, what's your take on this? Do you guys think if anyone in America deserves the title of Black Superman, it's Justice Clarence Thomas? That's pretty good, actually.
I gave it to him.
You know, I'd rather see... I would probably rather see a movie about Clarence Thomas than whatever the Black Superman movie that we were set to see. But apparently, Black Superman ain't happening, Jay. At least not anytime soon. I don't know if you remember this, but nope. I mean, this is back in 2021. Behind Warner Brothers' search for a Black Superman. After enlisting Ta-Nehisi Coates to write the latest feature of the superhero, the studio is searching for its director and star as it kicks off the next phase of its DC universe. This is supposed to be produced by J.J. Abrams. They made this announcement again back in 2021. And Ta-Nehisi Coates is a massive activist. I remember talking about this 4 years ago. This is a dude who thinks basically all white people in power are white supremacists. This is a dude who, in a book that he wrote about the events of September 11th, when he saw first responders, he viewed them as animals, not as human, because he knew that they could kill him at any moment and get away with it. Wild shit from this dude. Thank God we're not going to see that, at least not in its current iteration. Black Superman movie was reportedly canceled for being too woke. The Black Superman movie has been canceled. David Cornswood's take on Clark Kent just debuted in the new DC universe. The highly anticipated movie's making waves at the box office. According to a new report from the Wall Street Journal, the Black Superman movie by writer Ta-Nehisi Coates was canceled for being too woke in the eyes of Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav after he assumed the studio in 2022. The planned Superman movie reimagining would have focused on a Black Superman in the civil rights era.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, are you sad we didn't get this?
Actually, yeah. That would have been hilarious to go over because just when you this could have been woker than Ghostbusters 2016. It's could have been the worst thing we've ever seen out of Hollywood. This could have been it, man. This could have been the flagpole of wokeness right here. This could have been the top dog. I can't believe this is real. I really can't believe that people were actually talking about this. Like in Hollywood making this. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Like this is the type of project that you would maybe consider making not as a standalone Black Superman film, but as some multiverse story, whatever, when you're 10 or 15 years into your thing. Because look, in similar fashion to how, yes, technically female Silver Surfer does have a few appearances in comics. Yes, there is on a different Earth, a version of Superman who is Black that appears in a handful of runs and stuff like that. Those characters do exist within the lore. However, the focus should obviously not be on them. Maybe they play a part in some random thing at some point, but the idea that you would put it in the civil rights era with a massive activist who hates white people in charge of writing this thing, it would have been a nightmare. A nightmare.
Yeah.
And apparently, they could still possibly do it in James Gunn's universe at some point. Who knows? But like James Gunn even spoke about this a couple years ago. James Gunn confirms doors still open for Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman film. That's an exciting movie.
Gosh.
Ta-Nehisi Coates should be nowhere close to it.
We could own the chuds, Ryan. Own the chuds.
If you do want to include this character or Val Zod or whoever you end up doing at some point in time, it should be way down the road after you clearly established and stuff like that. But yeah, this would be a nightmare.
I can't believe they were even thinking about that. Oh, well.
I remember the videos I made about
with
that.
all the other characters that they could pull from. There's really nothing to say. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. But here we are. We're talking about Hollywood, for crying out loud.
From the planet Krypton. Get it?
I get it. I speak Ubonics.
Let's see. T-Dog, what's your take on... Oh, I said that. We said that one. Vlad the Man for 5. JB, I used to be a teacher, and I still don't know how to pronounce words.
I don't think I've ever said that, but sure.
Mad Frog. So many people who say they like the movie have also said they haven't thought of the movie since leaving the theater. Bad sign. It seems fairly anecdotal, but yeah. Grizzly Nightmare. Ryan, you getting Taco Bell for lunch? Probably not. I am going to have a beef and rice burrito, though. But one that I made. Jesus Davila with a gifted membership. Thanks. The Skywalker Club Productions for 5. I saw Superman last night. I loved it. Felt to me like a comic book. It does feel like you either love it or hate it. No in between. I kind of actually feel in between, which is why I said in my review, I feel like I'm going to end up in the minority because I feel like it is very divisive. And to me, I feel more in the middle of that. I didn't like the movie, but I don't think it's as terrible as some other people out there do.
Good for you, man. Like what you like.
Unknown Jorge, exclusive WWE at Halloween Horror Nights.
I don't know anything about that. Is that true? Wow.
On Epicverse last night, no one liked the movie. Phil, Mike, Josiah, and Chad didn't like it. Even Ben didn't, and he had trash taste in movies. Ben was literally here yesterday and said that he liked it.
Maybe he did one of those, after thinking about it for 24 hours.
That can happen,
Yeah.
Over on Rumble, Awesome Boys Dad for 10 says, why would anyone watch a film directed by a guy who thinks masculinity is being blown by a dude? Grizzly Nightmare for 199. Jay, do you like Milk Duds?
Of course. Who doesn't like Milk Duds? I haven't had them in a while, though.
They wouldn't be in my upper tier. MJ Georgie for 5. Tuesdays, my local theater has $6 movies all day. I'll spend $6 on Superman.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Gonzo Sean for 2. Jor-El and Lara scene derailed the movie entirely. It's so puzzling to me. Legendary Scrub for 2. Have you guys done the door giveaway yet? There is no fucking door giveaway, Legendary Scrub. We don't have any doors to give away. No doors to kick down, nothing. Derek PG Beller, do you guys think Gunn did away with the American way in the motto because he hates America or because he's appealing to overseas markets? Jeremy, Beardo, and Steph say it's the former. It could certainly be a mix. I think that...
I don't know.
My opinions aren't formed on what Jeremy, Beardo, and Steph think in general, but I think that they... When this started at DC Comics a while ago, some of it is because of the Trump factor. For this movie specifically, I think elements of that are there, but I do think in the same way that they did the fucking Captain America thing, it is about international markets. But the problem is, in their minds, because they don't like the direction of America, that no one else in the world should like the direction of America. So by removing the American way, that is appealing to markets, if that makes sense. So I think an element of how they feel about the country is affecting that decision to say, well, this will appeal better to international markets if we don't mention America, because obviously people don't like the direction of America just like us. So I think that you can convince yourself that that's the case. Legendary... No, what am I doing? It's McDoubles for $20. I just had a stroke. Hey, Ryan and Jay, going to see Superman today. Hope you both have a good one.
Thank you. I'm heading to Toronto. It's probably why I'm a little off today. I've been like thinking if I packed everything, if I got, where's my passport? I don't know.
Mad Frog, shit.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
Harry Brownhole, Secret Society of Magical Superman.
That might be a better title.
So bad. Stephen McBride, Jay, can you do the Crip Walk for us on stream?
No, but I'll do it at the next meetup.
River Miles, at least in Black
bandanas, okay?
At least in Black Superman, there would be no dad to watch die. Thank you.
Oh, that's rough.
Heavy D at the movies. Black Superman's kryptonite is gin and juice. Shit. So glad I get to read all these. Black Superman. MLK. I have a dream where black people can fly and shoot laser beams from their eyes. Peter Caron says, felt like I was watching a Guardians movie, but with Superman.
I heard that a lot too.
And also less funny. Because I think the Guardians movies are funnier than Superman. Snacks for $1. It's not an N. On my plantation, it stands for hope. Thank you, Snacks. And I think, Jay, we all caught up.
Fantastic.
You're on your way out of the country. You're fleeing the country.
I'm on my way, yeah. Let's see if they bring me back. They let me leave. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be cool. We're going to have a meetup Saturday. Got some folks coming in, big G&G fans that are up in Toronto. I did get some hats and stuff to give away for people that show up. So it's going to be fun. I hope we have a good time. No issues. Hope it's a little cooler up there than it is here. Holy crap. It's been brutal.
I'll be on FNT. I'll be on FNT in about 4 hours.
Oh. Before you do anything, Ryan, I think today is free Slurpee day. So make sure you head out to 7-Eleven and get a free Slurpee. But make sure you double check that before you head all the way out and say, this guy named Jay said I can get a free Slurpee, and it didn't happen. So make sure you check. But I'm pretty sure today is a free Slurpee day.
I believe you're correct. I believe you're correct. So free Slurpee day. Awesome. Slurpees for everyone. I ain't gonna fuck. Actually, 7-Eleven's literally right across the street from where I live, but I don't think it's worth the effort to get one of those little tiny dumbass Slurpees. Fuck that.
Okay.
But thank you for letting me know about the possibilities.
Just letting people know. They might be out.
Clint Lormond, Swagman, the Man of Steel. Thank you. All right. Thank you guys on Locals, Rumble, everything. And Jay will not be here, at least to begin next week, but I will be back. I will be back to see everybody. So have a good week. Bye.
Bye.